Hey everybody, Lynn here from A Bit of Birdsong. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here. Welcome if you're new. I'm really glad to have you here. I cut some tag shapes from some file folder that some of it's stained from where I make paper, and I lay my freshly made paper out on a layer of paper towels, which I reuse, and paper underneath that to soak up the water. And this morning I just painted a little face on the tag, and it says autumn leaves coming down. I love the colors of this. I thought I would make a few more tags with the little faces and just have you here while I'm doing that. My two favorite things, this Sharpie pen, because it doesn't run with water, and this little paint set from my friend Brandy. These are Winsor Newton colors, and I love this palette. I recently filled up some of the colors, changed them up because they were pretty much empty, but I didn't want to lose these colors that Brandy picked. So Brandy is a friend of mine that I met through junk journaling. I was set up at a market in Durham, and she came by, and just the sweetest spirit. Immediately drawn to her. She started talking. She had her little boy with her, and she asked me if I made junk journals, and of course, you know, I had some out, and I said yes, and she does too, or she did too. And we just started talking about that. She was an amazing artist. I feel like I have her here with me in some sense with this palette and with these colors. So she passed away. It's going on a year. I think it'll be a year in December from breast cancer. And it's truly a loss for this world we live in. As they say, heaven has gained an angel, because Brandy was just really, really sweet. Kind of got sidetracked there, but that's one of the reasons I love this palette. She picked some beautiful colors. Everything always turns out so pretty color-wise. But I thought I would just keep making some tags, you know, to go in my next journal. So as far as a little face, I like to start with the eyebrows and then just do some pretty round shape for the eyes. Funny how this just kind of flows if you think no one's watching, but if someone is watching, it's like, oh my gosh, this is not going to turn out right. But I don't stress too much, because I know it's all going to come together. And you can see they look pretty wide right now, like she's scared. But we have the shape there. We've got the circle for the irises and the pupils. And I just love a little sweet nose. And I kind of make like that. Sometimes they turn out just right. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I'll put a couple of little lines under there. And then for the mouth, I really do like a smile, and that one's lopsided. It's okay. Apparently that's kind of the way my pen goes. And then for the face, let's just do sort of a round face on this one. I gave her a bit of a bob. We could do that again. We could also do something different that I don't do all the time, which is maybe like pigtails, or these sort of curly shapes. I don't know, maybe that will end up looking like a pigtail. I don't really know. Hard to tell where her part's going to end up. So coming back to the eyes, let's give her a bit of an eyelid, and it'll soften up the eyes. I just put a black, you know, just fill in above with the black there. And then you can make the pupils a little bigger. You can kind of come around here in the corner and put a little hook there. We could make the nostrils more distinct. And we can kind of bring that corner of the mouth up a little bit. This is nothing fancy. This is just a cute little drawing with Sharpie. And then it's fun to add a very simple dress. And again, none of this is perfect. it's just going to be pretty with all the colors, and you can write a saying on there. And you can change the eyebrows up, add to them. And the two sides of her face look a little different, but that's the way we all are. If you've ever looked at a photo of someone and covered one side and then the other to see how their face is different, her lips really kind of odd though. So we'll kind of try to thicken up that side of her mouth. So, and then let's just start painting. I might give her hair some of this sort of red color, and it does not have to be perfect. Bring in a little bit more water. And if I feel like I have too much color, I'll take some out of the paintbrush over to the side, and then you end up with really pretty painty paper to use later. And you can also touch a paper towel to your painting and let it just pick up if the water is pooling and you're afraid it's going to run too much. That's a good way. So on this side, I stayed inside those lines, which is fun. On this side, I went out of the lines. So we might come back and add some more Sharpie, but we might not. And then the way I do the complexion, I usually really thin out some paint, and it's a much more muted color for the skin color or the face. Sometimes I'll use a rosy color, and like you can see it soaks into the paper pretty quick. So this is going to be darker. I already know that. I can tell. So I'm going to put that on her cheeks. And then you really can just take some water and drag the color around a little bit. And you can add shading while you're doing this. If you want to put some color under the eyes, you can drag that color around, somewhat. And see, I didn't mean to, but I pulled some from the hair, but that's okay because it almost looks like some eyeshadow up there. And we could add a little color under the eyes and then just drag the color down. It looks like I got over into her nose, but one thing is it's usually bright on top of the nose because it's, it projects out from the rest of the face and light hits there. So you can kind of do a trick and not add a lot of color there. Then let's do some red for the lips. Sometimes I'll test it on my background paper to make sure it's not too wet because I don't want it to run all over the place. And you can come back and get almost dry paint, to really add color. And we wanted to, we can add a little bit more red to the cheeks. And then let's pick the color of her dress. Maybe this pretty green, because I'm kind of staying with the fall colors. I could be using a larger brush for this part, but I just keep on using this same one. I like the, it's a round brush, and I like that the tip's kind of small because I'm able to go back and do the lips and everything with this. And I love the staining there from where my paper making was going on, and that, it just bled into the paper that was underneath the wet pages. And then like for eye color, that's a different green, I think. I'm really careful not to put too much. That always makes the eyes look more real. And if you want to, like on this one, I don't know if you can even see it. I left a couple of spots without paint, which is similar to like a little touch of light in the eyes, I think. I like her. I think we're kind of done on that. That was really quick. But then what you can do is add a few buttons. We'll come back with the same color, but pick up a whole lot more paint. And we could also add a necklace, maybe some beads. That's really pretty. I don't know if we want to try to bring those little dots together. That's pretty. I guess if we wanted to add a little bit of shading under here, you know, we could do that so that it doesn't look not too glaring there, that gap between her hair and the color that would be behind her. And so like here's a place where I feel like that green is running a little bit. You can try to soak it up. To me, it doesn't really mess it up. But you could also come back and add a little more color. It just makes the necklace thicker, or the choker or whatever. So that's pretty. I'm okay if it runs a little bit. And so, I mean, you can keep adding with the Sharpie if you want to. I don't want to get my hand in that. But if you feel like if you wanted to add a little more, whatever. So you can just keep adding. And then we could add a few more strands to her hair. And see, I brought one in to an area where there's really no paint. I like that. So then we could come back and put a little bit of color there. That's not the right color. And just blend it in. I think she's really cute. Oh, see how her lip, that's kind of, it's bleeding down a little bit, but that's okay. Sometimes I will take that's too much water. Sometimes I'll take a brush that's got just a little bit of water in it and try to drag the color around. But I will also take just some heavier paint without much water in it and touch the lips up again. Make them darker. She's cute. I like her. So we can do what we did before and say, on this one, we'll just say autumn leaves are falling. And then let's draw some leaves. Just really simple shapes. They don't have to be perfect. You could do different shapes of leaves, but I'm making mine all just that one shape. come in and add the autumn colors. And try to not get too much water. And these colors all, like the, not necessarily, I'm not saying this type of paint, but like these colors blend really well. I kind of don't know what I'm doing with watercolor. I just do what I want to do. But the colors, it's okay if you get a little bit of one into the other for these fall leaves, because that's kind of the way they are out in nature. Oh, and we still got to do this one. Oh, I love that color. I was going to add some more to it, but let's just leave that like it is. So there, that's another one that's done, I think. Now, I sprayed some Distress Stain running down this one, and then I wasn't really sure if I liked it. Well, it's the Mica Distress Stain, and I should have covered her face, but it's okay. It's really okay. So I'm going to just leave this one like it is, I think. So I'll stop there. I won't try to record anymore. But it's just really fun, and I hope that helped as far as just, I'm not an expert on drawing faces. I used to hate the way mine would turn out, and I just kept making them, and finally what felt like my face, not my personal face, but what came out of my hands would just end up on the page. And it's fun, and it's fast, and it's just cute. I like making these. So I'll probably write the dates on these and just have these for an art journal. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back really soon. Bye for now.